Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Mary Ellen, and today I'm going to share a little background story of the painting that you see over here. The title of this piece is called Gingerbread Man. And this was one of the very first watercolor paintings I ever did. Once I decided that I loved Americana, country as a subject matter, human image, people back in the 17 and 1800s doing what they did best, working the soil, the whole historical backdrop. And I especially liked to paint seniors doing viable work. So in this picture, you see an elderly woman. It's Christmas time, and she is cutting gingerbread cookies, thus the name Gingerbread Man. So I had seen this picture in a magazine. It was a Christmas edition of Country Living magazine. And that was back in I would guess it was like 1990. And I painted it. And I basically emulated what I saw in the magazine and I painted it. And it just went perfect in my home. I was only painting to decorate my home at that time, and I just loved it. But I shortly thereafter got into a watercolor class, and the teacher saw my skill set. She said, Mary Ellen, if you're ever going to want to sell your work or be competitive, you cannot copy pictures that are not pictures that you photographed yourself. In other words, you can't take pictures out of a magazine and copy them and then sell them, because that photograph is original copyrighted art by the photographer. And I thought, well, I learned a lot by copying pictures, and that's how many of the old masters learned. They copied people, students that would come in, they'd let them sit in the museums hundreds of years ago, and they would sit and copy the masters, and that's how they learned to get their skills set up. So, and I did that for a number of 5 years of just copying masters' paintings, decorating my home, giving them as gifts. But now my teacher, who was a great encourager, had said, Mary Ellen, your skill set is enough that you could sell your work and you could compete. There's a lot of art shows going on. And so from that point on, I never copied another picture in a magazine. But this piece here, Gingerbread Man, is so special to me because it was really the first piece that made me discover how much I loved painting Americana era gone by. And it still hangs in my home today. It's in my dining room, and every home I've had since I've painted it, it's always been in the dining room. And I just love the piece. So this is the beginning of my watercolor competitive art journey. This was the last piece I did that was not eligible for competition. And once I found out that I could enter competitions, I'm a very competitive person. The Bible says, run the race to win the prize. And so from there on, I became a photographer. And all of my paintings after that, I used my own photography for my inspiration. So I would set up my models, my scenes, whatever, or go on location in a living history museum, and I would do my own photography and then paint from my own work. And I'm going to feature many of my paintings here on this channel. So if you like this type of content, please subscribe and comment below. If you're an artist, I'd love to hear what you have to say and your thoughts. And maybe we can get an art community going right here on Faith Finds Fashion.